We're going on a trip, but not in a rocket ship. We're driving down the street where pedal and metal meet. Should we drive fast or should we drive slow to find the equity between time and fuel efficiency? Now, I'm not going to win any Emmys or any awards for my singing voice, but as you can guess, we're dealing with fuel economy and time of travel today. The whole world raves about how if you drive a little bit faster, you're not really going to save a lot of time. Maybe a few seconds, maybe a minute or so. If it's under 60 minutes, if it's under an hour, if it's under 60 miles to your location, and that is true. But on long distance trips, if you're traveling with small kids, you could save yourself a lot of time. So let's go over the numbers from a recent trip that I just did. I recently went on a trip from Southern California to Northern California to visit my dad. The trip is about 325 miles one way, and I did an experiment driving at 70 miles an hour, which is the speed limit, speeding
at 75 and at 80 miles an hour,
just to see how long it would take. At 70 miles an hour, you're looking at a travel time about 4.64 hours. Now that does not include stopping for the restroom, stopping for gas, stopping for food.
Now at 75 miles per hour, you will actually drop that time down to 4.33 hours of travel time. So you save around a quarter of an hour. And if you go a little bit faster at 80 miles an hour, you will drop your travel time down to about 4.04-ish hours. So you're saving over half an hour by going 10 miles over the speed limit at 300 miles.
So yes, going faster, speeding will actually save you a little bit of time if you're driving long distances. I'm talking about 300 plus mile long trips, maybe 200 plus mile long trips, which could be a lifesaver if you have small children in the car. Now that was the first half of this video. We're talking about not just how fast you get somewhere, but also fuel economy. Now obviously if you drive somewhere a little bit faster, yes, you will get there quicker. If you're going anywhere that's under like 60 miles, under 60 minutes, you're gonna see a very, very minimal decrease of the time it takes to get there. Now if you're driving around town, slow down, don't go over the speed limit, stick with the flow of traffic. You don't want to risk an accident, you don't want to risk somebody else accidentally running into you because you're trying to speed past. Be safe. If you know you're going to be late somewhere, just try to adjust the time and leave a little bit early. Part 2, we're talking about fuel economy. Obviously, if you drive a little bit faster, you need more energy to drive that extra speed. And where does that energy come from? It comes from your fuel, from your gas tank. Going up to Sacramento, I did the experiment going at 70, 75, and 80 miles an hour in the 2020 Honda Pilot all-wheel drive that I've made a few videos on. On the way up with just the roof rails and the crossbar. On the way home, I had stuff up there. I had a few canopies, a few metal platforms I'm going to be using for video production. The results are actually pretty surprising in both what I got and what I was expecting. Now the 2020 Honda Pilot all-wheel drive is slated to get an EPA estimated 26 miles per gallon. That's what Honda tells you when you buy the car. This is what you can expect for your fuel efficiency on the highway. Going up, I was very stunned to get close to 32 miles per gallon. It was 31.7 miles per gallon. Going up to 80 miles an hour, the car told me I was getting about 27 to 27 and a half miles per gallon. Now I had to slow down here and there because of other cars, because of whatever was going on the road. That was the average for 80 miles an hour. Now 75 miles an hour, I was surprised. I was getting close to 31.4 miles per gallon. I'm surprised because you would think halfway in between you get half the difference, but it's not always true. I'd recommend if you want to speed just to get there a little bit faster, don't speed 10 miles an hour at the speed limit. Yes, you will save a little bit of time that way. Just go a little bit over and you'll reap the benefits of fuel efficiency. You don't waste as much gas when you're going a little bit slower. Coming back with all the stuff up on my roof with that extra air resistance, 70 miles an hour, I was getting 26.5 miles per gallon. So really close to what the manufacturer, what Honda said. And at 80 miles an hour, I was getting about 20 miles per gallon. Now what was surprising was that 75 miles per gallon range. It said I was getting about 21 miles per gallon. So not as fuel efficient as it was going up in terms of, comparison to the empty roof. A lot less fuel efficient than I was expecting, but a little bit more fuel efficient than that 80 miles per hour range. What is your experience with driving fast versus your mileage? How is your gas mileage on your personal vehicle? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and I will catch you guys next time.